Man, the one thing I wish I could tell myself as a young man. So I'm sitting at Starbucks, and there's this young guy, probably 12. He's got a Milton football jersey on, and he kept looking over at me, and I'm like, what's he looking at, man? It's like, I know I'm a famous YouTube star, and everyone should look at me and bow down before me, but I was like, man, a 12-year-old kid? I was like, yeah, that's kind of creepy. But anyway, I think he was just trying to get confidence, because what he did is he came up to me. His mom had joined him, and his sister had joined him kind of where they were sitting at. And he came up to me, and he said, hey, would you mind donating to Milton football? And because he's on the Milton football theater team. He's very shy, very nervous, I get that. And but he waited for his mom to come before he did it. But I could tell he's looking over at me like there's, it was, I wouldn't say it's that uncomfortable, it's just kind of odd. It's like, why does a little kid look at me? But anyway, he's very quiet and shy, and I get that, dude, 100%. Unfortunately, I don't have any cash. I usually carry cash. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll donate you $20. He's doing a raffle ticket thing. I said, I'm happy to. Even though my kids go to Cambridge, and Milton's the rival football team, or rival high school in our town. But Milton, actually, we don't play them. Do we play them? I can't remember. Milton's one division above us, and they were literally the national championship in high school football. If they would have done a national championship, they would have been it, because they beat like the IFG Academy in Miami or something like that, and they were like number 6 and we were number 3 or something, we being Milton. But I know some of the kids on there, I know of them. I coached a couple of them when I was an assistant basketball coach. My kids went to school with their quarterback in elementary school. Brandon Jacobs' son played there, now he goes to Clemson. So, they're pretty familiar within the community. But I don't really follow football that much. I mean, call it high school football in particular, I just don't care. But anyway, a kid comes up to me, I always want to donate money. So I was going to give him $20, but I freaking don't have cash. I was like, how do I not have cash? I usually keep cash because I don't want the government tracking my expenditure habits, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so his mom had to come help, and, she was kind of embarrassed. He was kind of embarrassed. It was no big deal because I don't know how to use Zelle because I'm a boomer. I'm not a boomer, but still, I'm an old man. But the one thing I was wanting to tell him, and he kind of left. I was like, man, don't be afraid to be told no. And if just in hindsight, I just wish someone would have told me that. Being told no isn't a bad thing. Being told no means you're that much closer to being told yes. I wish I would have known that. And that doesn't mean you pester the same people who tell you no. It just means you go to another person. You see, I cannot stress enough how important this is to know the distinction between being told no is one way to be told yes and pestering somebody. Sales idiots will say, oh, you have to hear 7 no's before you hear a yes by the same person. That's just idiotic, lazy sales manager stuff that needs to be sent packing like the freaking dodo birds. There's no evidence of that. Just some idiot had written down like 1945. For some reason, sales managers worldwide had taken on that and said, oh, I got to tell my sales team to pester some guy 7 or lady 7 times before they say yes. I'm like, dude, that's stalking. Don't do that. What you got to do is turn your no from Josh and then go get a no from Bob and then go get a no from Dave. That's what you got to do. At some point, you'll be told yes. It's a game of numbers. My man Nick Murray writes about this, literally a book called The Game of Numbers. And it's so, once you understand this, it can change your world, man. And I don't care what field you're in. If you're trying to hook up with a chick, and date a chick. If you're trying to freaking get people to come to Christ. If you're trying to sell your crappy investment products. It's a game of numbers. You have to be told no in order to be told yes. That's why like people say, man, you do a lot of videos. How do you do them? I don't prep. I don't do anything. I mean, I think about it. I have no script or anything like that because I just don't care. I mean, YouTube videos for me is my outlet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to put a lot of time into it. If I have something to think, I just want something to say because it's my measure of accountability to me, accountability to the industry. I don't know. But I know I got something to say. Because I've been doing financial planning since 1998. I know what people need to hear, and I've been saying the same stuff to the same group of people for almost 30 years now. I've been reading about it since 1994, so I know what is going on out there. I don't need a script. If people don't like it, I don't care. They can move on. I literally don't care. I mean, I want them to like it, but it's not. I don't think about it at all. When the video goes up and loaded, I don't care. It's like, there it is. I mean, again, I want to get likes. I want to get views and all that stuff. I want to make that sweet, sweet YouTube money. So give me a super chat if you haven't down below. But it's not that important to me. What's important to me is getting off my chest. You see what I'm saying? And so as such, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to go out there and just like, what the hell was that? Just like if I was trying to date some chicks, I'd say, man, I'm going to go up to and I never did that. Or I'm trying to turn people to Jesus, or I'm trying to get people to buy my product. You've got to be told no. Being told no is salvation, because if you're never told no, that means you're not trying hard enough. I can't stress this enough. If you like some chick, just go up there and ask her. Say, hey, you want to go on a date? She might say no. Okay, wipe your hands clean. There's another chick who's waiting for you to ask her. You've just got to do it. How do you think I got my wife? I didn't even, because I've always been kind of nervous on this, dating chicks and stuff. I've always had girlfriends and stuff. I never was like a player. I mean, we're in the library one time, and, she was there, I was there. We started chatting. We went to go get a cup of coffee. I said, hey, you want to go to the Great American Beer Festival with me? She goes, what? I don't even really know you that well. She goes, no, it was in Denver. I said, really? I said, no, man, it'd be fun. I think she thought there's ulterior motives. It might have been, but I mean, I wasn't like, oh, man, I can't wait to get this chick and, freaking get jiggy with her. Wasn't like that. It's like Charlotte, not my wife of 25 years. She's fun. She's good looking, and she's smart. I said, no, I think we'd have a good time. But she was like, whoa, what the hell? Anyway, now she's my wife. You know what I'm saying? I was interested in her. I told her. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, I'm interested. Let's do this. She didn't do it at that point. In fact, when I first went to kiss her, she turned away from me. But here we are 4 kids later. You see what I'm saying? But the issue is you got to say, yeah, I don't care. I mean, look, you do care, but you got to get a thick enough skin and say, man, I like you. Let's go on a date. Or, man, you need to hear about Jesus. Let me tell you about it. And they're going to say no. It's like that guy, Penn and Teller. He goes, if you truly believe that Jesus was a salvation for eternity, how could you not tell me about it? Do you truly believe this? That's why Penn and, the fatter guy, I don't think he's fat anymore, whatever the fat guy was, he said that in the thing. He goes, he goes, look, I'm atheist. If you truly cared for me and you truly believe that Jesus was the way for eternal bliss and you care for me, how could you not share that with me? Because you're worried that I'm going to say no to you? I'll never forget this. And it's just, man, if I could just go back in time, I would have saved myself so much consternation if I just would have said, yeah, people are going to tell me no, that's fine. That just is one more step to a yes. For anything you do, being told no is not the end game. It just gets you closer. If you're not told no, that means you aren't trying. If you're not trying, you're never going to get what you want. And going to a job negotiation, you got to be able to take no, man. You've got to be able to take it. And the only way to take it is say, hey, man, if I'm told no, that means I'm getting one step closer to yes. Why? Because I got to get these no's behind me before the yes matriculates. And, man, if I could just tell that kid, tell my young self, say, hey, don't worry about people telling you no. It's going to be okay. You're going to survive. What you're shooting for is a guy who's going to tell you yes, or the lady who's going to tell you yes, or the company who's going to tell you yes. That guy, lady, company is out there. You just got to find them. And the only way you find them is by asking and being told no while you're asking. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts. Fondle that like button. Please, please, please.